Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you all in the chat. I think the title might have been a little bit confusing. Give me a second. I need to change my scene here. Webcam. There we go. I just changed the title. I am not having an interview with Sean Murray. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous, guys. All right, let me just put some music on.
What's up?
What was the most?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, so the thumbnail is not clickbait. I changed the title because I forgot to actually make very clear this is not an interview with me. This is an interview that hang your head in shame. Where's Sean? You promised us Sean on $50,000. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yo, Oscar, welcome. Good to see you, man. How well? And thank you so much for the $2. Appreciate that. Or €2. 07. And Elite Gamers, thank you so much for becoming a hubby. Appreciate it as well. No, what we're going to be talking about today, and the thing is, I just don't feel like making a video about it, seriously. I just finished making a video about like beginning in No Man's Sky, how to start a new game and stuff like that, and then I'm seeing this article and like effing hell. Good to see you all. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. 82 people watching. This is not a Sean Murray interview. We are discussing the interview that Sean Murray had with EuroGamer. I just quickly changed the title. Beeblebum having an interview with Sean Murray, that would not make any sense at all. Live in 5 minutes, everyone. No, we're gonna be talking. Let me see if I can change this to the webcam gameplay here. There we go. So this is let me just switch over first. This is the website. I can drop a link in the channel in a second here. This is the interview that Sean Murray does with EuroGamer. There's quite some information in there that we can go over. I'm going to switch to that. It's easier to read. Give me a second. I'll drop a link for people that want to read it themselves and they don't want to listen to me. Then that is okay too. So let's pin that. That's the... It's hidden under the table. Maybe that's why I'm so happy, Oscar. Alright, so the article is talking about Switch and the 4.0 update. So, first of all, let us go over this and see what is going on here. It's been another busy year for No Man's Sky. Not only has blah blah blah. This is all okay. It's been 6 years since No Man's Sky infamously rocky launch, during which time the studio has released a staggering 23 updates, massively changing the trajectory of the game, both in terms of its scope and reception. In general, Murray tells me when I ask about studio's outlook in 2022, I think we are a really happy team. Can I scale this up a bit? That might be better now. What? Oh my god, who tipped you? Who? No, nobody tipped me. Hey Monkey Beat, welcome. Anyway, so they are talking about their history. This is all nice, but not what we're looking for. let's see. No Man's Sky 4.0 update, okay? As it happens, No Man's Sky's next major update, known as 4.0, isn't far away, arriving this Friday, the 7th of October. So it seems like they are confirming now that 4.0 will drop on Friday. It won't drop on Wednesday, it won't drop on Thursday, it will drop on Friday. I have not seen any sales going on Steam for the moment. Let me see. Nope, there's still no sales. I also have not seen any changes to their internal branch. Nope, nothing there as well. Normally we bump the version numbers. So for 2.0 was Xbox, 3.0 was VR, 4.0 was Switch, which we already talked about last time. Now, however, 4.0 marks something of a departure from previous major number bumps. So, and Murray is keen to keep expectations in check, and this is something we very much noticed in his latest two Twitch as well, tweets. All right, so and Murray is keen to keep expectation in check, like I said. So 2.0 and 3.0 were next and beyond, although 2.0 was 2.5 or the 1.5. I'm not sure anymore now. Anyway, so 4.0 brings extensive changes to what Murray calls the more design-heavy elements of the game: balance, difficulty, and structure. For me, this update is for if you said, look, I played No Man's Sky and I wanted to love it, but I bumped off it a bit because it's a bit too grindy. Or if you said, I want to come back, but it's been ages and there's been so many updates, it feels overwhelming. You probably had this experience where you come to the game where it's been updated a ton? I think this guy needs to write a little bit better. Sometimes those elements don't fit as cohesively as you'd like. That's true. We hear this sometimes, and I think it's true. And so we've done in 4.0, it's revisited a bunch of things that are really impactful from the design perspective. So I think we might see a change towards the structure of the storyline, towards the gameplay, the campaign itself. Is how it's spelled in other regions, you uncultured buffoon. You don't write it like that. Updated a ton? Who writes ton with a double N and an E? So, No Man's Sky Foundation update arriving blah blah. To that end, 4.0 features lots of streamlining in terms of the tutorial. When you unlock certain things, what is available to you, all intended to fit No Man's Sky's 6 years of updates into more cohesive whole. I think this is something we talked about as well, that this was something that was needed as well. That streamlining will also extend to the game's inventory system, which in turn has enabled Hello Games to massively increase what is effectively the level cap. This might also mean we could get more nanites and money now. Maybe. I mean, I always seen a little bit of I never really understood the cap of money, which in the end doesn't really matter, but I never understood why there would be a cap. So, bigger inventories, opportunity to level up ships. The opportunity to level up ships and weapons further than was possible before. Ooh, that I didn't read. That is interesting. I don't see anything going about ship customization here, but I do see, I mean, it's interesting to see that we can still, you know, level up even more. Because a lot of people got to this point where we felt like, okay, we've done everything. What is now? Well, let's do some building. You know, that's what... Additionally, 4.0 introduces No Man's Sky first new game modes since the arrival of creative and survival in 2016. When we originally, yeah, okay, no. But now people come in and they want to see a mech. They want to see the story. They want to go to the Nexus and things like that. And so we wanted to find that right balance for new players. As part of that goal, 4.0 adds a new relaxed mode, playable with either a fresh or existing save, which Murray calls a very fun version of No Man's Sky, where the focus is on exploration, less on to just surviving and grinding, where it's easier to see the 6 years of content that's there. This, he says, works well for first-time players, but I think it's also a common request from people who might have longer playthroughs, who might want just a game where they kick back. For me, it was definitely something that I wanted to see, was that I didn't have to do all the campaigns again. I don't want to get Artemis story again and all that stuff. I would like to just kick in a new game and start playing. On top of that, among its various other revisions, 4.0 brings an overhauled survival mode and tools for custom games. This is something I'm very, very interested in. Survival is currently... Is this also how you write it, Commander? Is this how you write it? Currently? Is that how you write it? Next to currently a lot of tons? As its strongest in the first few hours as a game. So we've made it much more challenging, more unique experience. Custom games, meanwhile, will enable players to create bespoke sessions that better fit their needs at any given time, featuring options to adjust everything from controls to difficulty to how a lot of those sort of fundamentals work in terms of the pacing of the game, which opens up a whole bunch of different ways to play the game that weren't there before.
Language.
Yes, Will, that was what I was thinking. Let's just imagine they allow us to make a new game that is, for example, no multi-tool, no starter ship. And you could play this in multiplayer. Let's say we do an amazing race again. It would be so easy now to put a game together and say, these are the rules, this is how you have to set up your game, and start. I mean, this is, again, speculation. It doesn't go that much in depth, but it would be very nice to be doing that. Unlock Nexus, unlock Freight. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a kind of like creative, where you do no longer have to go and unlock all the building parts, unlock all the Quicksilver items. I don't know about that, but or that, for example, if you mine something, you're gonna get way more resources. Instead of just like 20 resources, you will get now 100 resources if you mine carbon. I think that might be like, it might be like the in between normal and creative, something like that. On this week's Switch release, 4.0 arrives alongside No Man's Sky Switch port, an endeavor that was met with both delight and limitations and certain degree of incredulity. That's a word I never heard about among fans when it was announced. Okay, I do agree. It certainly, on the face of it, seems like madness, and it had that reaction myself, to be honest. Okay. Now it was talked about multiplayer as well here somewhere. Since they programmed the relaxed mode, I would like to see a way to skip the story element. Yeah. Hey, by the way, welcome everybody, 165 people. 07 to you, good to see you all. Welcome everybody in chat as well, good to see you all. Thanks for jumping in. So, Switch, generally it's hard to know how much of the rest of the world is like me. It's more focused on shorter, more mobile experience, more drop in, drop out, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, No Man's Sky is definitely a game where you can decide I'm going to play for an hour, half an hour, an hour. Some games are not like that. So yes, but I wouldn't see there's a difference to Switch, for example, but okay. That makes us feel like, okay, maybe it's a good fit. I'm not sure how much people are going to be playing it on Switch, though. It will be a good addition. It will be a good addition if you go on travel and you want to take it with you, but yeah, I know. I find myself really gravitating towards it. I think this is because also Sean Murray is just always somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's not like you're home and you can decide to play a game. No Man's Sky on the Switch. Murray says Hello Games has made a concerted effort over the last 3 or 4 years to improve No Man's Sky's performance, which is definitely something we noticed. Both top-end and lower-end machines, and so at some point some folks on the team were like, I think Switch is possible. And then everyone said the worst thing, which is like, no, it's not. And that just made a bunch of people think, okay, well, I'm gonna try and prove that it is. As a result, No Man's Sky on Switch feels like a very similar experience to other platforms from a gameplay perspective, and surprisingly at home, with the team having had to make surprisingly few compromises to the core experience. Now, anyway, let's skip to the procedure. It would have it. Let's just jump over to. Okay, here. So you. Really surprised me is that we've managed to keep them in parity. You can see it on the PlayStation 4 version or the PS5 version, and it's there on Switch version. So discoveries are shared. If you name a planet or whatever, those are the same. So that means that Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox and PC normally should all have shared discoveries. Okay, so ultimately the studio opted to make two key featured concessions. First, the sprawling town-like settlements introduced in last year's Frontiers will be missing on Switch. That's something we talked about as well. It is very performance intensive, and they wanted to avoid that on the platform. And also the absence of multiplayer, which the team chose to omit as a result of its focus on performance and on kind of picking our battles, getting the gameplay across. So it was definitely a decision not to use multiplayer on the Switch. And No Man's Sky is important. Multiplayer in No Man's Sky is important. I love it as a feature, it's great, but it's not our most important feature compared to other games that have multiplayer. A lot of people play No Man's Sky effectively alone, single player, and Switch is less focused on multiplayer as well because of the nature that you're playing in it on a train, you're playing it on the toilet, out and about, or in bed, or night, or whatever. So yeah, so it seems like multiplayer is definitely not part of and so our attitude is release and see how people interact with it and see what's important to them and react to that. So, which means that they keeping open for multiplayer, but as you can see, they also make very clear that multiplayer would cause the game probably to cause some issues. So multiplayer might still not be an option. The only thing I might see in the future is that they will allow us to play with 4 people, because the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo DS, and I think the which one was the other one, there's another one in between there, you could actually connect 4 consoles together and play with 4 people. That might be something they add in the future, but I don't think we'll ever see an actual multiplayer version. All content of whether I really want to avoid that. What's that? As for whether those absent features might one day make it to the Switch, Murray remains cagey. He learned his lesson. I think I never want to make promises about anything or allude to anything. I really would like to avoid that. He laughs. but at launch, Switch will include all 20 updates so far released on platforms, as well as the new 4.0 update, meaning newcomers will have a wealth of toys to play with, including access to all future curated expedition, to all future, okay, not the history, future curated expeditions. Beyond that, we already have a whole bunch of stuff lined up that I think people are going to be excited for. So this is for the near future. There might be another update coming this year, but it might be not. I think we are now at the end, we are October, so we have November, December, January, November, December. So I think this might be their winter break now. We might see the Expedition Redux coming out again, and then in February a new update. I don't think we will see another update in the after this 4.0. So let's solo item duping only. Well, Jackpot Ninja, if you can play the relaxed mode, which means that everything is going to be way easier and less grindy, I kind of feel like people should not feel like, oh, I need to dupe because I don't have a lot of time. You know, there's a game mode there that is going to allow you to play in a different way. Yeah, Herman, I think we might see the expedition. If they do all of them, we have 8 now. If they would do all expeditions, or maybe we have another expedition now in October, that's 9. If they do all 9 of them, then they will have to start somewhere in November until February. End of November, February. If they do only 4 or 5, then they can start in December again. The future of No Man's Sky and Hello Games. Let me see what this is. I would love to know where we are in the journey. I just feel lucky that people are playing it, that people care, and I feel super lucky that the team enjoys it. I just think it would be horrible to try and make a team do updates they didn't have any ideas for or even enjoy. And I also don't think we do it to the player base. Do it if the player base wasn't playing the game or enjoying it, you know. Yeah, well, which is a fact. Yeah, I mean, understandable. But whilst those things are true, it's sort of what we get out of the bed, what we get out of bed in the morning for, knowing that people are playing it for longer. Yeah, I think what they did now, if this customizing, and that's something that I've been talking about since we did the Amazing Race. I think. Customizable saves, customizable gameplay. If we would be able to create our own little expeditions, it would completely change what you can do in this game and would also keep the interest much longer in the community. Because I think the community is definitely one of the reasons why No Man's Sky can last so long. Expedition catch-up of Switch release would be really nice for anyone who missed them. That's true, K-Bar. But again, and that's what I'm talking about. They are talking about doing a completely revamp of the whole storyline, the beginning. And that's something I also talked about last time, is that if they would just implement expeditions now, all the rewards and the storylines, and create it into the game as a storyline, they would not need to do the expeditions anymore as Redux. They should just be able for people to just play this game until they have unlocked all these fun things. Save slot rename? I don't know. I have not seen anything. But these are like quality of lives. They might not just cover, but maybe. It's nice to know that Hello Games will be working on No Man's Sky as long as people are playing it. Yeah, I think I don't know. Was it? I don't think I talked with you about that. I think it was with Jason. That I think we might see one more year, maybe 1 year, 2 years of No Man's Sky. Then their new game, they will either announce it or they release it. I think 2024, 25, we might see the release of the game, but we might see an announcement somewhere next year, end of 2023. Then the interest from the game, from the team itself, and maybe also from the platform, from the community. If this is a similar game, people might start splitting up and starting to play the new game. Then interest in No Man's Sky could drop, which means they also could reduce their updates and just focus on that new game for a while. Yeah, that's something I definitely... The custom map, the custom game mode, I really hope to see something that we really have a lot of control over. No starter ship, no multi-tool, whatever. You start on a planet with sentinels, things like that, to really make it challenging. As just imagine making an amazing race like that, so everybody starts the same way, nobody can cheese it, you know, Jason. And say it's surprising that it's gone on for this long. Yeah, I think for the guys, the development team, when the game released, they were like really disappointed. I mean, understandably disappointed, and understandably people were disappointed as well in it. But it must be a great feeling to see the interest grow and also the community grow around it and stay around the game and play it. And here they are talking about the next game as well. He says, I'm so hesitant to say anything about anything the studio is working on, but there is a surprising amount. That is one thing I'm really amazed by. There's a surprising amount going on. Some of which people know about, and way more that people don't. And I think in 5 years' time, I will look back and think, Christ, how did we all do all that with this few people? I think our next project is quite far along, and it's a lot further along than No Man's Sky was when we announced that. And I'm enjoying that, you know, I'm quite happy to be in that place. Captain Steve, you remember when they announced No Man's Sky and how long it took before they released the game? Didn't even know about the last campfire? What do you mean, Lockery? You mean you didn't know last campfire was last campfire was a Hello Games game? 2013 was announced, released 2000, so 3 years. So that means they are farther along than they announced 2013. So let's say 3 years. 2025, 2025. I think I'm pretty on top of that. 2024, 2025 release of their new game. This is a very interesting article and a lot of information, good information here. I'm really happy they did this because, I mean, first of all, they did definitely temper the hype. People really, you saw it with, you know, there was a lot of people hyping about 4.0. Then Sean Murray tweeted, it is focused on the No Man's Sky Switch. And then you saw the hype. No more videos, no more tweets. Everybody was like, meh. But this article is really good because I'm definitely looking forward to these changes. This is something I talked about, and I think this will be a a good thing for No Man's Sky. If they, depending on what they do now with the custom saves, if they can expand on that, if they would, depending on what it is, I definitely would like to see a way to control what you start with, how you work with, the dangers, things like that. I definitely would like to do that. Curated expeditions, yeah, I think it would be nice to be able to create like a mission list. You just have like, oh, how many phases do you want to make your expedition? I want to make 3 phases. They don't need to be rewards. It's just like or yeah, you could no. Let's say no rewards. I want to take 3 phases, and each phase has 4 milestones. So this milestone, you have to fix your ship. The second milestone, you have to tame an animal. The 4th milestone, you have to do that. So you could create a very easily curated expedition that also sends you to certain planets or something. I don't know. Might be definitely something. Yeah, Steven, I think we might see some changes. Well, anyway, they talked about changing the. If you look at, if you look here, I think they were talking about. I now don't know anymore where it was. I think it was the beginning. So here they talked about the new game. So instead of they just make a relax mode, but they also are working on streamlining in terms of the tutorial when you unlock certain things and what is available to you. And it's all going to be into a more cohesive whole, which was definitely something I've been talking about. The fact that there's so many missions that have to be triggered, and sometimes they don't trigger at all, depending on, did I warp enough, am I in the right system. So I hope that this is definitely something that is going to be triggered now more easily. I might just play on the Switch because there's no settlement, so they don't bother me anymore. Do we even know when the update will drop? According to the article, Old Explorer, it will be on the 7th of October, on Friday. I have not seen any changes to the Steam platforms. There's no changes to prices, so I think we might see a sale probably dropping or starting somewhere tomorrow or Wednesday, maybe. That translated to, what is that? Before Thursday, it would be nice to get the patch notes early this one. I don't know. Captain Steve, what I noticed is that they do like to do that just to make sure that surprise is there. And on one hand, it's nice to be able to just jump in the game and have to discover it yourself, than just go and read it and then go into the game and look for it. Which this is a very similar approach that Valheim, the devs do, is they kind of don't want to share what is in the game. They do it, but they don't really like to do it. He deleted the origin in another language. Okay. If the Switch version launched on sale, I get it though, but I'm poor. I don't know, Mossman. I don't know if Nintendo is that good with sales and stuff. I don't know. Are you joking? Are you joking, Evan? That means yes. It's like, are you joking? Why do you even have this question? That's the real response. Huh? Why do you even ask this question? 5 AM streams from Beeps on my patch notes. Well, now that we know there's going to be a completely new game mode, I'm more interested in playing this. I was like, if it's going to be just Switch, I'm not going to stream it. I'm not going to jump in and stream the game because it's on Switch. So, but now that there's new game modes, I might definitely jump in and play around a bit, see what this custom game means and things like that. That might piss anyone off who pre-ordered at full price. Yeah, I think so, No Man's Skywalker. I don't think we will see it. We might see if there's ever going to be a first of all, it depends on what agreement No Man's Hello Games with has with Nintendo. If they say the game cannot go into sales until 1 year later, okay. Or we might see another update, which I doubt. We might see another update somewhere in November. Like 15th of November. When is the let me see. November. Yeah, 16th of November. Let's say 16th of November. We might see another update, and then they do a sale on Nintendo, but that depends a bit on the agreement they have. No, Old Explorer. The game modes are for all platforms. All platforms. Do you think they did anything to the old content and fix some of the The MMO-itis the game has? What's that? The MMO-itis. They didn't. They said that they revamped and reworked the tutorials, how things unlock, things like that. I hope this means that they might have found also, or maybe linked expedition rewards to now storylines, so they don't need to do the redux of the previous expeditions anymore. Let's say you want to earn the golden vector, there is now a mission to do that golden vector. It would be so much easier than simply having to every year doing reduxes of expeditions. That could be fun as well, Captain Steve. Yeah. Will not be surprised. Nintendo asked Hello Games not to put it on sale on the platform. Could be, Mr. Walker, but that's something Nintendo doesn't have any control over. Because, I mean, No Man's Sky is still partly linked to Sony as well, no? As far as I know. As far as I know, you still see Sony somewhere if you start the game and stuff like that. I have to check again. Give the ship a coordinate. The ship will automatically travel that coordinate while the player can enter the interior of the ship even through the window. What? What? It's like MMOs where 20 updates of band-aiding, new content, and everything is disjointed. Well, as far as you can see here, this is what they say. So to that end, 4.0 features a lot of streamlining. So that means they have reworked how it succeeds, everything, you know, in terms of tutorial, when you unlock certain things and what is available to you. And they made it into, so to fit No Man's Sky's 6 years of update into more of a cohesive whole. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this properly now. So we have more streamlining in inventory, level cap. Also, we have an opportunity to level ships and weapons further than was possible. This is all very interesting. The whole. A lot of people will be asking for it. Metal Snake, well, and if you look at the interview they are talking about that multiplayer is something they decided against because they felt like it was not important. If enough people are going to be asking for it, that might change. But I highly doubt No Man's Sky will do as well on Switch as it has been doing on other platforms. And I don't think there will be enough people on Switch to demand that change. Hey Adrian, welcome. I'm hoping the custom game mode really opens up more than that. I mean, it's already nice, but I would like to really make it tough. Or not tough, but I would really like to be in control over certain things. You know what I also found very weird? You have the little exo on your shoulder. That is your scanner. But you do upgrade it on your multi-tool, which was like, this never makes sense. This should be on your exosuit, the scanner. On your there's no scanner on your you know, the analyze visor, the scanner modules. These are all things you have in your hands or on your shoulder. That never made any sense there. Hey, Gravy Pie, thank you so much for the £2. Appreciate that. 07. Hey Ninin, yes, you are late. There is quite some information. If you want to read again, if you want to read the article, I dropped the link up there on the pinned comments. There's a pinned comment up there that you can click on. It will send you to the article if you want to read it about. I do want to see some changes to the terrain again. There's some terrain I really miss from like next and before next. And maybe this is something that will be added in the future again. Maybe that will be, maybe next year, February, we might see a revamp of planets. I don't know. There's always a little bit of a problem there. Because, you know, adding new planets, resetting the universe, what is going to happen, things like that. You never know. Apex, welcome. I have nightmares, but then they're revisiting it. I'm hoping Heligums does it better. Sounds like custom will be more of enabling things than just usually locked behind some story missions. I would like to be able to adjust more sound effects, make EXO louder and the storms quieter. That all or nothing is a pain. You know, I'm if I can just shut her up, that would be perfect. Nothing has been mentioned about ship customization. The only thing that is talked about is about more possibilities to level up ships and multi-tools. And yourself. Well, I don't know if it's yourself as well, but... Space combat more challenging. Yeah, or they found, I mean, there might be other ways, you know, there might be ways that, I don't know. If you can upgrade your ship that you have way more maneuverability, or your pulse quicker, or your mining is quicker, these are also ways to upgrade your multi-tool. Water effects would be nice. I think that is something we'll see next year as well. I hope a photo mode to have a cinematic mode to apply the galaxy name with portal code. Yeah, the cinematic mode, I've been asking that for 2 years now, 2.5 years. Megan voice. To be honest, I probably would install, what's his name again? John Cleese as my... I used to drive around with John Cleese as my GPS. I would definitely love John Cleese as my exosuit voice. Will you be playing on Switch on your channel, Beeble? I don't think I will be. I don't know, Captain Steve. I don't think I will be streaming it. I mean, we'll see. I will be doing some content about it. But again, I am having this place. I have a PC here. I'm playing No Man's Sky, you know, on a 3080. Why would I want to play and stream No Man's Sky on a Switch on a stream, you know? I will probably take it with me and stuff like that. I will make some content about it, see what is different. For example, if glitch building is possible, then I might have to look into that and see if we can make guides about it. Or if they are that different, I can just, you know, link to the regular content. An easier way to sort inventory items is needed. Yeah, sorting would be nice as well, yeah. I had John Cleese on my sat-nav too. I just love John Cleese. If you look to your left... the comballs, I definitely agree with that. It would be nice to have just a filter on it and say, like, I do not want to see comballs. Or I don't want to see the comballs icons. That would be already a great thing. Where to find all those quotes? Which quotes? Anything about replay? No, nothing. Apex. They're talking about future expeditions, but not replaying. Would be an interesting narrator for the multi-tool and the scanner, but I think Captain Steve would be an excellent or even better voice. Jason said he will stream some on the Switch. He was my ex-wife's cousin. Who? John Cleese? Thank you so much, guys, for the subscription as well. I appreciate that. 07 to you guys. Sean Murray tweeted. No Man's Sky creator is happy to leave microtransactions out of the game. Okay, that's another interview. But yeah, we knew that well. We're not gonna bother about that. It's nothing new. Hey, Marcel, thank you so much for the €5.07. Thank you so much for the super chat there. No Man's Sky works well with the Stream Deck and what? What is that? In Real Air? I don't know what this is. Snaggy, quick stack like Terraria, make freighter inventory available while crafting. Does this not exist already? If you install the matter beam, don't you? Can you just craft from there? Discoveries working after 6 years would be nice. I have no idea. I never really got an issue with discoveries myself. But they seem to be really focusing on like reworking. They've been reworking, as they said, reworking the structure of the game, no? They said somewhere that that was their focus. Fundamentals there. From controls to difficulty to how a lot of those of fundamentals work in terms of the pacing. Nah, that's more of the gameplay again, no? There's still a lot of bugs in the game that kind of need to be ironed out, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think why people would expect that the Nintendo Switch is gonna work like a PlayStation 5 or a PC or an Xbox Series X You know, it would be completely unreasonable to expect that the Nintendo Switch is going to do that. We all know that Nintendo Switch would lose quality, would lose render distance, would have a little bit of more muddy looks, you know, things like that. It is after all a handheld, and I'm thinking you're gonna have to have the same. Although it probably on the iPad it will be, I don't know. Will it be? I think on the iPad it most likely might be streamed. I'm not sure now. Need a Beeblebum voice guiding you while in building mode. And now, push it a little bit deeper. You can do it. I know it's big, but you can't get it in there. Is that the kind of Beeble voice building you want to hear? Just want them to fix what needs fixing. I have to really,
You know,
be honest.
Beeps, when someone asks who is the best, whatever you answer, you should follow it with a grin and a wink. We all know who is really the best.
I have to be honest that I really am. The last year, No Man's Sky for me has been really very enjoyable to play without too many bugs. I mean, I had some bugs, but that was during glitch building, so I don't expect to work everything work properly with glitch building because I'm just breaking the game anyway. But I mean, I have to be honest. I'm maybe on a PlayStation, the older PlayStation, the older Xbox, it might be more tough. They should just push the Switch version to everyone so the game would actually work. That gets players to buy the full version. I don't know. To be honest, if I would not have had the Switch, I would probably ordered a Steam Deck then and just wait for the Steam Deck. As compared to 3 years ago, yeah, well, on PlayStation then. I mean, even, well, no, actually, Action Pants is now playing on his PlayStation 5 now, so that is also going to be good, because he did have quite some blue screens, but yeah, again, Action Pants was also always pushing the boundaries there. I just want them to let the player buy the abandoned space station. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of the idea everybody was getting when we saw the override station core or whatever. I don't know. Yes, Shokano, we've been talking about it. It doesn't say anything in here. Unless I want to open the galaxy map in multiplayer. I think the only thing I have, if I'm having the crash, is because of one mod. If I too quickly jump out of my ship and go into the menu during a save, then my game crashes, and it's because of a mod. Steam Decks are $500 in Canada. No, it's been there's been a lot of things asked for. I think it would be good if Hello Games actually had a few people in the community that were like spokespeople. Like, listen, we have noticed that these are the most requested features. Any idea if you guys gonna add that or not? Beeble maps? What? Beeble? Alright. I think that's it. No, I don't think. Is there anything else that we should check out? Can I ask what your shirt says? My shirt says, "Not all diamonds are forever." Let me just check what Sean Murray's tweeted here. He Polygon. 6 years on, No Man's Sky is still reaching for the stars. New updates and 6 years of content. To be honest, I'm kind of, I wouldn't say disappointed. Listen, if I would have access to the Nintendo Switch, I would probably have been playing it now as well. So I'm not blaming anybody playing the Nintendo on the Switch version right now, because I mean it's good economics trying to be the first one, but I think it would have been good of Hello Games to allow a way for content creators to be able to showcase it before the release. I think it would have been a good idea. It should say 60 minutes is all you need. Hey, I think 60 minutes is something that people, a lot of women would gladly accept. Hey, are we close to 4.0? Yes, 4.0 is going to drop on 7 October, Forest Fire. Oh man, Peter, you should see my spheres. My spheres are all empty. I empty them daily, my spheres. No. I have the same issue. I cannot decorate spheres. The Quicksilver gloves, that still color can be changed. What? Quicksilver gloves? I don't know about that. What is the thing with 16? 16 is the... Did you play No Man's Sky, Evan? 16 is the 60 minutes left that the Atlas still has to live. Yes, you're right. See, Daryl accepted, said I'm right. You what? Hey, Jose, welcome. Throttle Jockey, welcome as well. Yeah, there's somebody, actually you can find somebody playing the PlayStation and the Switch version on YouTube already. I think it's something like Retro Gaming. It's a French person. Should get decals because of the support you give them. I think decals should be something that is just a native thing. I still think a end-game possibility for communities would be great. For example, you have a community and you have 50 members that are active in game. That means you can create your own decal, then it gets approved, and then you can start using it in game. That was at the bar down. Hello Games didn't send any representative. I wouldn't go as well, to be honest, Sky Masters. If I would be the game developer, especially of the history of No Man's Sky, I would not go down there. I'm sorry. Because you simply know that half of the people there are not gonna be just talking to you. They're gonna be constantly bugging you and asking questions and constantly telling you what they want in the game. And I mean, that's why I'm talking about there should be representatives, not just some random person, because they would just drive me nuts. Open voice chat. I think there was did we not have an open voice chat in the Nexus for a while? Yo, Swords, good to see you, man. Welcome. Philos, I agree, and that's what I'm talking about, that you would be able to create yourself a customizable decal, but I think there should be some terms and conditions to it, and it also should be in a way that you have to send it in, then get approved, and you get it back, like that. Because, man, have you seen the combos? What some people write in their combos? Not everybody should be able to make a decal. It's not dead, no, it's just asleep. You can hear other people if they are in the Nexus mission with you. But I think there used to be a time when you walked around, you could actually talk to someone. How do you fix the problem of non-removable terrain on a planet covering a mission objective? You have some rocks like volcanoes and stuff. There are some tricks. One of them is building like a cuboid room, then build a ladder on the cuboid room and then climb down. But that doesn't always work. They did definitely do some changes there. Hey Amos, welcome. What's the time? I'm gonna close off anyway, guys. I need to start cooking. How you feeling, by the way, Sword? Yeah, you guys are also been quite in a pickle there, no, or not? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna I'm gonna close off anyway. I don't know if anybody is streaming. We could rate. Let me see. I'm gonna do some cooking. We could go and rate. Let's see, Action Pants Gaming maybe. Yeah, let's go and rate Action Pants Gaming. So yeah, guys, if you want to check out, I don't know where I point now. There, maybe. If you check out the link, if you want to read the article, it's right in the corner. Sean Murray has been retweeting quite some articles as well, so there might be a lot more information you can find on Polygon and Nintendo for Life or something like this. So check that out. We're going to be rating Action Pants Gaming. Just stick around. He's a builder in No Man's Sky. He's a very cool dude. Amazing ideas. Show him some love. Hashtag Beeblebum. Press that thumbs up. And if you have not already, subscribe to him. And I will see you again very soon. Most likely Thursday for a regular stream. If the update is going to be Friday. So that should be okay. But that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. And now, I only can hope this is going to work. End screen. All right, there we go. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.